Hi guys, I'm Teacher Suzie. Thank you for joining me this mini-mester. This course is called The Face 101. In the course that you've enrolled in, we'll be discovering the anatomy of the brow, a high-level overview of a 1 + 1 = 2 eyeshadow look, creating a perfectly sculpted base, and an elective that you all chose, how to apply a lash. Let's make those flapping corners history. So get your supplies, your notepads, a pen, a pencil, and let's get learning. Hey class, we are back and it is our last class. I'm so sad. I wish I could spend more time with you all, but Teacher Suzie will be back. She will. We'll find more things to learn. We'll find more mini-mesters that we can do. But this class, y'all, it's called Perfecting the Base. We are going to create a perfectly sculpted base, honey, that the kids cannot deny. They can't say that's not your skin, okay? The supplies that we're going to need today is a primer, a foundation of your choice, a concealer of your choice, a contour shade of your choice, setting powder, a foundation brush, a sponge, a beauty blender, whatever you want to call it, sponge, whatever you so choose, and a blush if you want to, and a lip. You can choose whatever you lip you want to choose. You do you, sweetie. We just working with the base, all right? So class is in session, y'all. So I have already primed my skin, and I use the Milk Hydrogrip primer. The reason that you want a primer before you apply your foundation is because it gives your foundation something to adhere to. Same like the lesson before with the primer on your eyelids. You want your shadows to have something to stick to. You want your foundation to also have something to stick to. When you're going about your day, your foundation may start sliding around if you have oily skin, or like separating or breaking apart. And to combat that, you use a primer. That's the first step in perfecting your base. So once you have that covered, now you want to start with your foundation. The foundation I'm using today is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear. This is, it can be built to full coverage, but I use it as normal coverage, light to medium coverage. My color is in 420, and I just pump. The way I apply my foundations varies depending on what foundation I'm using. For the Fenty foundation, because it's such a lightweight foundation, I use a flat brush. I like these better for applying my foundations because they're dense and they cover a lot of area, so you're not spending all day getting your foundation on. This is a beauty blender. You can opt for any blending sponge. The reason I don't like using beauty blenders with the Fenty Beauty is because the foundation is already thin and the sponge is only going to soak up that product, and I don't want it to take away from what I already have on there. If you're using a thicker foundation like a Juvia's Place, which is completely full coverage, then you can use a sponge, but that's not what we're doing today. So your foundation is applied, and you want to just start blending that foundation out. You have to hit down here, because baby, if you only looking right here, we can see that. We can see the separation. We can see the different colors. You don't want that. This foundation does oxidize. It looks lighter when you first apply it, but as time goes on, it gets a little darker. So that's something you do need to know about whatever foundation you choose. I forgot to make this disclaimer, but throughout the duration of this video, you may see some lace pop out here and there. Baby, mind your business, okay? I'm as grown and you is not. You the student. Do not clock me. Do not check me. And I dismiss you, not the bell. The foundation is on. She's applied. She looks good. She looks blessed. Okay, now I know you looking and you're like, well, you don't necessarily need concealer. You don't. You don't. But for a perfectly sculpted base, you want to not look like a potato. So naturally, we have highlights, shadows, And when you apply an all over foundation that's one color, you have a all one color canvas. And we want to bring that color back. So the way we do that to make this look like a natural face is we highlight, we contour. Concealer. I personally only go 1 to 2 shades lighter than my normal skin tone because I do not like that overly highlighted look. I like to look as natural as possible unless I just want to be beat, baby. Like Ike and Tina beat. That's when I do the most, but I don't want to today. So this is Juvia's Place Concealer. This is number 12. It is on a go under there because that's where you want to highlight. And we're not doing an exaggerated look, so you do not need a lot. You also want to go up the center of your nose and the middle of your forehead. Some people like to hit their chin. I don't like to do the most on my chin. Right above the lip. Because this concealer is a full coverage, very loose concealer, you need to let it dry down before you start blending out. That's how you get the maximum coverage. If you immediately go in and start blending that concealer out, it's just gonna be sliding across your face and you're gonna lose a lot of coverage and it's just not gonna be ideal. So let's relax. Let's take a step back and calm down and let it dry down. If you want to, you can get a fan and you can fan it, or you can do like this. I'll be back when it's dry. All right, so to blend out, you want to take a sponge. The sponges work best when they are damp. So I've already dampened my sponge. I don't know what's going on down there. So you just want to, this corner part is perfect because you can get right in there, baby. Just right in those cracks and crevices. So you just want to take your sponge and dab. That was lame, but do it, dab. You're gonna take the dab, drag it down, go underneath, and as you're blending, you want to make sure you are patting that product in because you want it to be blended out. You want it to like just fall in line with the rest of your makeup, your foundation. You just want it to look like a seamless gradient and not like a harsh line. You want it to be very gradient. So just keep blending, just keep blending, just keep blending. What do you do when you blend? Okay, so I blended out right here on my chin. And like I said, you just want it to look as if it's flowing with the rest. Hit that nose. And you just patting. It's the same motion all across the board. You're patting it in. Making sure it's nice and blended. This part here, I take the butt of my sponge and I pat it across here. She's lit. Literally. I did forget to mention a couple of supplies that you're gonna need for class today. My bad. So you want to take a very small, round, dense brush and your contour shade of choice. My contour shade is Espresso. This is Fenty Beauty's Matchstix. And I just dip it in there. Same type of thing, except we are contouring. So the purpose of contouring is to bring those shadows back in your face. But also, the purpose of contouring is to snatch your face. So you want to follow where your sideburn ends. And I just blend up right where my cheekbone is. Blend up. In addition to blending up, you want to go across the side where your hairline is. And we're going to perfect this with our sponge. But what you're doing is, again, bringing shadows back. And we're going to blend it in so that it is a gradient look. But first, you just want to get that color on there. If you have small lips like me, another thing you can do is go right underneath your lip. Create a shadow there. And it gives you like a sexy little pout. Make it look at your lip like this, but it's not. It's not. You don't have no lip. If you want to look iconic, you know, like if you want to look like you somebody, take your contour shade and right on the outside of where you highlight it, you apply your contour, right? Makes sense, right? You're just gonna go down, but you're gonna go all the way up to the head of your brow and blend that in, okay? All the way up, blend that in. You can use a smaller fluffy for this part if you don't have much control over your brush or you're a beginner, but I just use the same one. So again, with the butt of your beauty blender, you just want to melt those colors into each other. So she looks good, right? She looked good. She looked blended. She looked like she just woke up and was like ready for the day, okay? But if you want her to stay looking like this, you need to set. So take your favorite translucent powder. This is Banana by Fenty. Use that same beauty blender. And you're going to take it on the side of your sponge like that. And you are going to set all the places that you highlighted, because that just makes sense. So any place that you apply concealer, you are also going to apply this setting powder. You don't necessarily have to bake. You can press it so hard that it starts almost melting into your skin. You will have a little product that sits on top, but we're going to brush that away. You want to take that all the way down here because we did highlight here. But even if we didn't, this prevents your makeup from creasing up right here and sliding around, because it will if you have oily skin, as I. You could also opt to reverse contour. Reverse contouring is if you want to make that contour a little sharper. So you just want to take a little bit of that concealer right underneath there. So I don't want that reverse contour to sit that long because I don't like looking like a Transformer robot. So I dust that away first. So you just want to take a fluffy brush and dust that powder away. All right. Any place that you have applied powder, please dust it away. Any excess powder, dust it away because it served its purpose and we don't need it. Now another thing that you could do is use a powder for your contour, or you can use a bronzer. The purpose of bronzer is it brings the color back into your skin. It makes you look richer, warmer. I'm not going to use bronzer. I'm just going to use this powder that's like almost the same shade as my contour, and it kind of sets the contour. You're going to use the same motions that you use when you apply the contour. You're going to brush it up, fan it out so that it's blended in. And it's just like kind of setting your contour or reinforcing your contour. If you want to get fancy, you can highlight. You can add blush if you want to get fancy. I think that orange looks really good on deeper skin tones. So I'm going to use this orange blush. I'm going to slightly smile a little bit and blend that blush into my contour. If you want to highlight, you can take any highlight shade that complements your skin tone. You just want to take a little bit. Okay. You see where that light is naturally hitting? You want to hit right there with your highlight. I like to take my finger, dip it in the highlight shade, put a little cute button on my nose. At the tip of your nose. It's cute. Make you look like you're cute and innocent. Take it down the bridge, but not all the way down to where it connects with the little button that you placed. Just a little bit, so that when that light hits you, yeah. You can also take it on the inner corner. Eyeliner. I'm just using a regular eyeliner pencil, going in my waterline. This is a black pencil. You can use brown if you want to. I like my eyes to be dark. I think I like looking sultry or shiny. Now to bring the color, the look full circle, you're going to take that same blending brush from last class and go back to the palette that you had before. Dip it in that brown shade that you used for your crease. You're going to smoke out. Take the flat brush that you used for the gold color. And just drag it here a little bit. All right, you want a setting spray. You can use any setting spray that you choose. The setting spray locks all of that groundwork that you put in, locks it in, makes you look less powdery. It kind of melts everything together. I'm using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. It's a set and refresh spray. Use whatever you want to. And you just go all up. Bathe yourself in it. Drown yourself in it. Because you don't want to look super powdery. Because that ain't natural. That don't look good. Alright, so you choose whatever lip you want to choose. I've been really into glosses lately, so I'm just going to line my lip. And that is the end of class, guys. Thank you so much for being so attentive. Thank you for participating. You guys were amazing. Please comment down below and tell me what your favorite part of the series is. Let me know what you'd like to see from me next. Please subscribe. Like this video, share this video with your friends, and like stick around because you want to be a bougie babe. Who does not want to be a bougie babe? That was the end of the series. That was so much fun. But yeah, it's a look.